Okay, so I'm back in the house scene over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to import the light switch that we created in the other scene, just like we did with the power outlet. So it's very easy. I'm going to go to import, go to the import option. There's our light switch. I'm going to bring that guy in. I'm going to leave these options alone. They're perfectly fine. So here we go. Again, it's a little bit way too big actually for our scene here, but that's not a problem. Since we already have these power outlets here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a clone of one of these and basically use that as the placeholder. So I'm going to take this guy here and I'm going to, first of all, let me move that pivot point because I know that I want to move it already. So I'll go to the hierarchy tab and I'm going to move this guy and snap him down to the bottom midpoint right there, the center midpoint of that lowest edge. And there he is. Perfect. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to use the align tool and align it to that power outlet we created before. And I'm going to align it in the, the X, Y, and Z based on the pivot point, and I'm going to tell it to match the scale. Okay, and I'm going to hit OK. Now the scales don't match exactly, but they're pretty similar. It came out to be pretty close. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale this guy up. So it's kind of similar to the power outlet, and right there you can see it is pretty similar to the power outlet. Pretty close. Frighteningly close actually. Okay, so now we got that done. I don't need the power outlet placeholder anymore, so I'll get rid of it. Now the light switch here, I'm going to place him in my scene. Now I placed the pivot point at the bottom of the lowest edge right there in the center, which is going to be just fine. I took measuring tape and I measured out an average house light switch, and from the floor to the bottom of the light switch turned out, if I go here to my transform type in, it's going to have to be about 45 inches in the Z. So I'll put in 0 feet. I'll put in 45 for the inches, and so I'm automatically going to figure it out at 3 feet 9 inches. So now we can start to place our power outlet here, or not our power outlet, but our light switch. Start to place it in our scene, which is what I'm going to do right now. It's actually going into the wall, so I'll make it just barely touch that wall. Okay. And maybe I'll put a power switch right here. And later on we may end up changing our mind about where some of these power switches go. So really right now is not the final definitive place location switches. So I'm just gonna go ahead and populate my scene a little bit here. But chances are I'm probably gonna have to come back later and readjust the position of some of these power switches. I might get rid of some, I might add some. At this point there really is very little way of knowing, basically, because I haven't really planned out the placement of the light switches very well. So maybe I'll place one over there. And there'll probably be maybe one in the hallway here. So I'll place one maybe about here. Again, just for now, it's just basically tentative placing. We'll probably come back and place some more and change them around, put some upstairs and stuff like that later. Not going to worry about that right now. I'm just happy that I've got light switches created and power outlets to go around my house. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm happy with that. I'm going to end this video here, and in the next one, we're going to start to see how to create actual lights for the ceiling of the house. Because if you got light switches but you've got no lights, you've got nothing. So we'll do that in the next video.